Look over here.
Hello, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And you are watching...
Look over here.
And I'm David Healy. I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I am still wearing my milk shirt. Milk does a body good.
Not if you
Don't
have
say it
IBS.
Right, true. And I'm just drinking some water, barely any left. But I also have a cup mug.
Ooh.
And you can get a cup mug too at lanagcreations.etsy.com. We do ship internationally, so there are no excuses.
Hola, I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I am here to talk shit and get hit. Just like in the recap, I am drinking water still. Wonderful.
And hi, I'm River, your Brazilian correspondent here on The Cup. And today, I'm still drinking some water from my Madrid mug because it's getting hotter and hotter in my house for some reason. So I need to hydrate myself.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. And we want to thank you all for joining us. Hopefully you watch our recap. It was a lot of fun to talk about this episode.
Mhm.
So if you haven't checked that out yet, please go check that out first because, I mean, that's a recap. This is Look Over Here. This comes second.
Yeah, look over
If you want to hear
there.
anything about the emotional moments, anything that is not look related, you're not gonna find it here. So
Exactly. But while you're here, you can also subscribe to this channel and like this video, share this video with your friends, leave some comments. We appreciate all of that. Let us know if you disagree with our thoughts on some of these looks, because we might have some hot takes. Who knows? Probably not. But I think we're gonna have pretty standard thoughts. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think there's only one of mine that might be considered a hot take, but even then, it's not gonna be that like hot.
Right. Fair. But we might as well just go ahead and get into it. So our category this week is legends.
Yes, leyendas.
Yes. So our first queen is going to be
Oh.
Vampi.
So just to sum up for the people that don't watch the recap, but this was a different makeover, so they had to, instead of the queens being the drag mothers and putting someone and making them their drag daughter, it was flipped. So they were the queens, the contestants were supposed to be the daughters. So just because we'll get into that.
There are thoughts about that.
So yeah. But Vampy for me was one of my favorites. My second favorite, actually. I feel like she had a pretty difficult job in a way with working with a black outfit as inspiration and having to make something black because of the lighting issue and all of that, not being able to see a lot of details that usually bring the interest to the outfit. But I feel like she was able to cheat that and do something that we were able to still see details and dimension to the outfit. And it was close but different enough to the original that I feel like it went very well. And it was exactly, basically, her drag style. So that fit perfectly. But just like the judges mentioned, I wish, because her drag mother is wearing a colorful wig, I wish she had something in her outfit that would bring in any of those colors in the wig, just so we would have a little bit more balance. But still, I really love this.
Yeah, Vampirashian for me is also my second favorite of the night. I think she did a really good job. This looks really like, you can clearly tell that it is a reference to the original look. And sometimes with, I think, one or two looks that we will be talking about today, that gets kind of like a little bit muddled. And here you can clearly tell the references and everything that was taken from the original look. I think Vampirashian looks great. I actually do think that, unfortunately for Vampy, since this outfit is just monochromatic black, I do lose a lot of the details here because the top picture is how I kind of saw it the entire time. Like I didn't see all of the details, but looking at the bottom pictures, you can see a lot more detailing, and that's really like my biggest critique here. It was that I wanted to see more detail, and unfortunately, she had to work with a black outfit, and the lighting just wasn't doing her any favors. But I think with what she had, she did a really good job, and the outfit that she was already referencing was already in her style, so it was not like she had to do a lot to really like. She didn't have to reach and like do something absolutely different that like was not in her style, like some other queens had to do. So I
Like
think
to
she did.
incorporate who she is,
Yeah,
right?
like we will get to it, but like I will just say Chloe like had to incorporate her things. But I still really enjoyed this look. I think this look is really successful. I would have only changed the wig. That's really the only thing I would have changed about this look.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you all are saying. I will say though, I'm probably the only one who has this as my favorite look of the night. I think why I like this the best is this is the only one that if I didn't know any better, I would not think that this was something she made in the workroom. I would have thought these were two looks that were brought together specifically for this challenge. And I like that illusion. I like being able to just buy into like, whoa, this you made this, and that's the vibe I got from this, and it perfectly fit her aesthetic. I thought it fit great. There's some interesting things like I like the bow around the collar. I like the buttons down the corset. So I thought she looked really good, and it's refreshing because the 3 previous weeks, Vampy was the person I had ranked lowest, and this time I have her ranked number 1. So
Congratulations!
Like
finally, you do like her.
I do. Scores
85.
84.
85.
Would you look at that?
Okay, next up we have Mariana Stars.
Okay, Mariana. I love Mariana so much. Unfortunately, I do have to agree with the judges. This is a little more simple, especially with the high caliber of like looks that we had tonight. I think this look is still cute though. I think this is still a successful look. I like several things about this, because I can clearly tell the references. Like I really like some of the parts that like look like you just took part of the original dress and put it on Mariana's, like the feathers and the ruffling of it. I really enjoyed. Uh, my biggest critique here, I think, is the fact that the shades of like mint from the top and the bottom don't fully match, and it kind of really bothers me. Unfortunately, if they were just the same shade of mint, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of this shade of green that she has as a what she has wrapped around her arms. I don't really know what you would call it, but overall, I think this is still a cute look. I think it was a well-made look. It's just a little simple, but I think it's effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the size that she went for with the look that she made. I really like the big ruffly jacket. That's my favorite part. I also thought it was cute to have the story of her like graduating, so she has a cap that's put on. But yes, like Eduardo, the thing that kept really bothering me, like, and like I think it's because I'm a little bit OCD. It was just making me anxious seeing the difference in color between her top and that skirt because they are close enough but not matching. And if you look at her partners, like she has all these different shades of green, but they're all a very distinct color of green that still works cohesively. And even like this jacket, I don't think is the best color to go with her mint top and bottom. So it's just like the colors just were not very aesthetically pleasing to me. If it was not for that, like if she had colors that worked, this could have been like in discussion for one of my top 2 looks because I just like the silhouette and the shape of it, even if there is some simplicity to it. But yeah, just the clashing of colors was enough to make it my least favorite, unfortunately.
Wow. I understand how Logan feels now because you literally said everything that I think about this look. Because I do love the colors individually, I feel like the shades are beautiful. I don't like it together. And it truly, the color palette is throwing me off. It reminds me of Madame LaQueer, that one
Oh,
green runway that she did. It took me there, and I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there.
why?
Bitch, come on. But I do wish Mariana's hair was bigger. I feel like this wig is too small. But my favorite thing was the cape jacket, like that, the construction of that. I don't like the colors again, but the construction of that was really nice. But yeah, as much as I love Mariana and Dolly, this isn't a bad look. I feel like to me it's serviceable.
Okay.
It is just enough. But yeah, not visually that pleasing, unfortunately.
Scores
80.
75.
74.
Okay. Next up, we have La Niña Delantro. So what I like about this is I think both of these looks are giving very much punk, but in two completely different eras. And they still feel very cohesive. Like this absolutely works for mother and almost grandmother and daughter, just because there's such like one is giving me 70s punk, one is giving me more like 2000s or 2010s. But they just look really cool together. Like you don't need to match perfectly. You just need to show me that you are in the same drag family. And I think La Nina did that just about better than anybody else, probably better than anybody else. The only thing though for me is there are parts of La Nina's look where she does lose her shape, especially the tulle skirt. I like the tulle skirt, but I think there's parts of it that just jetted out too much and had too much volume, and I wanted to see a more like sound structure to it. So that was my only kind of nitpick there, but otherwise I think she looks great.
Yeah, this was my favorite of the night. Like I said in the recap, they were the ones that looked the most like the prompt, which was mother and daughter. Um, the color combination I love, and I love that it just this was the one for me that says something. Like it tells truly a story. Like you said, David, of like punk through the times, kind of. And it's so fierce. It complement, like the looks are, they are not similar at all, but they complement each other perfectly, and then they look like they are in the same collection. If they were like in a fashion show, they look like the same collection. um I love this wig from La Nina. Obsessed with this hair. I was so excited when I saw this, because I was a little worried for La Nina, I'm not gonna lie, for this challenge at first, but then she came out and I was just so pleased. This was really good.
Yeah, I agree with you, River. This is my favorite look of the night. And it's like you guys have already said, like it's different, but it's in the same universe. And this is exactly kind of what I wanted. Like this, just reference it just enough, but still be yourself. And this feels like such a La Niña Delantro look. Like I feel like we've already seen this type of wig before from her, but I love this wig as well. We've seen like this aesthetic done like by La Nina, and it's just what's up her alley. This is what she does, and I think she looks wonderful doing it. I think it's messy, but I think punk is already messy as is, and that's what like punk fashion is going for a lot of the times. And so that messiness really works for me. Uh, just I love pink punk. Like I really like that mixture, and like I think this is a really really successful look. This is beautiful. My favorite of the night, absolutely.
like glam punk, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Very.
the reference that they made to Avril Lavigne,
Right.
like I felt like that was absolutely correct. That's what
Oh
I
my
was
god,
getting.
that one album, exactly.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't remember which the
Was the
best
one
damn
with
thing was
Girlfriend?
the name. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, girlfriend probably.
Yeah. Okay,
Mhm,
scores.
mhm.
I gave her an 81.
I gave this an 89.
I gave this an 88.
Work.
Okay. Next up, we have Le Cocó.
So this was a little conflicting because it's not bad in any way at all. It's just underwhelming for everything that we've seen and come to expect from Le Cocó on the runway, especially. Um, but to be fair, like we said in the recap, she had the hardest original, like inspiration to work with.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, it did kind of get in her way a little bit because it like she had a really hard job, and I feel like she did kind of the best that she could with what she had. It was just really unfortunate. But honestly, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not exciting.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is not bad in any way, shape, or form, but Le Coco is just she has set herself a high bar, and there's only like you can only jump so high, and sometimes you're gonna like not be able to go over the bar that you put yourself like with, and unfortunately, I think that Le Coco fell short. This look is pretty simple. Like I just have come to expect so much from Le Coco, so I was really underwhelmed. But my biggest critique here was that I feel like every other queen had a story with their looks and like the way that they presented the looks, and I feel like Le Coco really didn't. Like there was no story being told here. It felt like just two queens that had similar looks that were like booked for the same gig or were giving like outfits by a similar designer, uh, and that don't really know each other. So it's not really giving me the mother daughter situation here, which is really unfortunate, and that's kind of my biggest critique here. Like I I have to judge it by the fact of like, do you look like mother and daughter, and do I like the look? And I like the look, but it's underwhelming, and I don't think this really gives me mother and daughter. It just, as I said, it just gives me dresses made by the same designer, and you were just booked in the same fashion like runway, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately, Le Coco was my least favorite of the night.
Okay.
Yeah, I see why she might be somebody's least favorite because I do think if you're looking at all the pairings, I think there's the biggest disparity in quality between the two looks that we're seeing on the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's only because this look that we see her partner in is just so good. It's so good. Like if you took out that element and you looked at all five of the queens with only their looks, I don't think she would be the lowest for most of us. I think she would probably be in the middle for most of us, and that's where
Mhm.
she falls for me. I do think this was the safe look for me because there is a simplicity to it, but it still does work for me. What I like, one of my favorite parts of this, so her partner has kind of these like see-through spots up in the top parts and through the arms, and
Lace.
Lakoko, yeah, the lace part. But Lakoko didn't do that. She had like a fabric that had gold in it, and it kind of gave that same illusion. And I thought that was really cool, like a really cool touch.
It
So
was a
that's
smart decision
mhm.
Yeah, that's for
for
sure.
sure.
Yep. My biggest critique for her though is I like the headpiece that she has on. It just felt a little bulky. Is it the same size as her partner's? Yes, but there's a lot more going on with her partner's outfit, and I think with having such a small like cocktail dress, I think maybe she should have made her headpiece a little bit smaller too, so it doesn't just feel like it's overwhelming her head. And she doesn't even have like a very voluminous wig. So that was really my biggest nitpick for her, but I still like it.
Yeah.
Scores.
77.
75.
79.
Mhm.
Next, we have Chloe.
Okay, Chloe, I struggled with this look. I had very mixed feelings about this look because I feel like she was the one that had the best connection with her partner. It just like the way that they were having fun and the way that they were selling their connection really worked for me. Unfortunately, the actual look in and of itself is really simple and like it's just really like it's not really giving me the Chloe that I know and love. Like it's not fully giving me that like the Chloe vibe because like as I kind of hinted at, well, I straight up said with Vampirashian, like she really already had someone that had a very similar aesthetic to her, and unfortunately for Chloe, when it came to this dress, this is very at the very different aesthetic that Chloe has, and I just felt like the looks were just too different for me. Like I wanted to see a huge amount of fabric or like a huge amount of different fabrics because what the look that her like partner has like so many different fabrics, and I really didn't see that here other than in the boobs, and I just wanted more from it. Like I just kept wanting more and more, but I still like this look. I think she looks. It is like with the boobs, it is giving Chloe, and like from the boobs up, I think it's giving Chloe, but from the boobs down, I felt like it's just missing something, and so it's just like almost there for me. Like I just wanted more.
Yeah, I wanted more too. It felt like Chloe kind of took the easy way out on this. Like, I get it if flamenco is not your style, and I don't expect you to do that. But your partner, when she's wearing every fabric everywhere all at once, and then you come out here with a red base and a little bit of one other kind of fabric, like around some corners as ruffles, that's not even close to matching the same aesthetic. And I want to feel like these are in the same universe. And for me, she was the one who just deviated so much from her partner in a way that just I couldn't get past it. So while I think Chloe actually looks pretty good, I do think the ruffles around the boobs, I thought that was like a cool touch. But I just don't think she met the prompt well enough. So for me, yeah, this was in my bottom two.
Yeah, this was my least favorite. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it looks bad, but I also don't think it looks good, if that makes sense. It was just to me, I was really upset because, like I said in the recap, she had my favorite original inspiration, like the look, um, because of all of the colors and all of that. And I feel like I would have if she would have just made like a scoochy dress that was like a mini dress version of what her partner has, like I would have preferred that.
Mhm.
Just that.
Yeah.
But I do like the ruffles look good. It's not like the easiest thing to make. It's not the hardest, but it's not like the easiest thing to make. It takes time. So like there is value in the construction of this that I can see, but just I don't like it visually in any way, really. But I can appreciate the work that went behind it.
Scores
78.
76.
70.
Okay. Well, that's it. Those were fun to go through. I
Short
think.
one.
Yeah, nice,
Yeah.
short and to the point.
Short and sweet.
Yep. Well, thank you all for checking this out. If you all didn't go check out our recap, please go ahead and do that. But while you're here, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like this video, share it with your friends. You can also follow us on social media. We have those scrolling down below. We don't have River on there, but you can follow me and Eduardo. And you can also find in the details links to audio platforms that have this podcast if you prefer to listen to it that way. We also have our our merch shop down there, lanagcreations.etsy.com, where you can get merch like a cup mug and things like that. There's other things there too, so you should check it out. But with that being said, we are going to get out of here. So cheers.
Cheers.